Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Go Premanande. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki. Granthava Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Chanting the holy names eternally ki. Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur. Bhagavatam. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, please. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 11, text 13 to 14. Kshetragyatma Purusha Purana Shakshat Swayam Jyotiraja Paresha Narayano Bhagavan Vasudeva Shamaya Atmanya Avadhiyamana Jathanila Stavara Jangamanam. They only put one verse, right? Maybe it's at the back. 2 verses there? That's one. Okay. Evam Paro Bhagavan Vasudeva Kshetragya Atmavedam Anupavishta Kshetragyam Atma Purusha Purana Shakshat Swayam Jyoti Raja Paresha Narayano Bhagavan Vasudeva Shamaya Atmanya Avadhiyamana. The other one I said myself. Yathanila Stavara Jangamanam Atma Sarupena Nivishta Jaishet Evam Paro Bhagavan Vasudeva Kshetragyatma Vedam Anupavishta. Anybody want to sing? Deva Vanatmadena. Vaparesha. Oh. You want to try? Okay. Kshetragya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Atma, all pervading, present everywhere. Purusha, the unrestricted controller, who has unlimited power. Purana, the original. Shakshat, perceivable by hearing from the authorities and by direct perception. Swayam, personal. Jyoti, manifesting his bodily rays. The Brahman effulgence. Ajaha, never born. Paresha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayana, the resting place of all living entities. Bhagavan, the Personality of Godhead, with 6 full opulences. Vasudeva, the shelter of everything, manifested and non-manifested. Shamayaya, by his own potency. Atmani, in his own self, or in the ordinary living entities. Avadhiyamana, existing as the controller. Yatha, as much as. Anila, the air. Stavara, of non-moving living entities. Janigamanam, and of the moving living entities. Atmasarupena, by his expansion as the Supersoul. Nivishta, entered. Ishet, controls. Evam, thus. Paraha, transcendental. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vasudeva, the shelter of everything. Kshetragya, known as Kshetragya. Atma, the vital force. Idam, this material world. Anupavashta, entered within. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. There are 2 kinds of Kshetragya, the living entity and explained above, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is explained as follows. He is the all-pervading cause of all creation. He is full in himself and is not dependent on others. He is perceivable, perceived by hearing and direct perception. He is self-effulgent and does not experience birth, death, old age, and disease. He is the controller of all the demigods, beginning with Lord Brahma. He is called Narayana, and he is the shelter of all living entities after the annihilation of this material world. He is full of all opulences, and he is the resting place of everything material, everything material. He is therefore known as Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By his own potency, he is present within the hearts of all living entities, just as the air or vital force is within the bodies of all beings, moving and non-moving. In this way, he controls the body. In his partial feature, the Supreme Personality of Godhead enters all bodies and controls them. Purport. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Sarvasya hridishan nivishto mataha sa smritir gyanam apohanam cha. Every living being is controlled by the Supreme Living Being, Paramatma, who resides within everyone's heart. He is the Purusha avatar, who creates this material world. The first Purusha avatar is Mahavishnu, and that Mahavishnu is the planetary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Krishna's first expansion is Baladev, Jai, Balaram, Balaram Purnima. Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And his next expansion are Vasudev, next, and Jai. You all learn it. Vasudev is the original cause of the Brahmajyoti, and the Brahmajyoti is the expansion of the rays of the body of Vasudev, Krishna. It's certainly not from us, so you know it's Krishna. Dasya prabhavato jagadanda koti shashesha usari vibhutti vinnam tad brahma niskalamanantam asesa bhutam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is endowed with great power. The glowing effulgence of his transcendental form is the impersonal Brahman, who is his absolute, complete and unlimited, and who displays the varieties of countless planets with their different opulences in millions and millions of universe. Brahma Samhita 540. The Supreme Personality of God is thus described in Bhagavad Gita. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagad avyaktamurtina matsana sarvabhutani na chaham teshavastita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Bhagavad Gita 9:4. This is the position of the planetary expansions of Krishna as the all-pervading Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. So nice, huh? Description of Krishna. So, this is the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He is the source of everything. And sometimes people ask, how is the universe created? Everything comes from Krishna. He is the material or spiritual. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matta pujante mam buddha bhava samnamrita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. All material and spiritual, Krishna says, is an emanation from him. He is the cause of all, material and spiritual. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam iti matta bhajante mam. Mata bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Those are intelligent. Buddha bhava. Buddha means intelligent. Bhajante mam, they worship me. Because they understand Krishna is the source of everything. And we look at this world that we see all around us. If those are intelligent, we know there's a creation. There's the person who created all this. It's not just boom, and it just manifested itself. There's a creator. Like you see, when you go to the big city, you see cars, roads, and rivers, and parks, and stations, and so many things. Very nicely arranged. You know, there's lights, not like India. You know, there's some system. So who created all this? There's a person behind controlling all that. It's not just it's all there happening accidentally. No. Buddha Bhava Samam, those who are intelligent, they understand there's a creator behind everything. That creator is mentioned here. Krishna, Vasudeva, Sankasan, Aniruddha, Pradyumna. They're the second expansion, of Lord Balaram. Balaram is Anantadev, unlimited form of himself. In fact, Lord Balaram is the ultimate servant of Krishna. Lord Balaram is Dauji, is the older brother to Krishna. But sometime in this world, they say, I'm your older brother, listen to me. But Lord Balaram, he's taken the humble position. He is leaning on Krishna, Krishna Balaram. And Lord Balaram is taking shelter of Krishna. Lord Balaram is in the form of chamara, a fan, in the form of the walls, in the form of the temple. All these things, he is taking the servitorship attitude of Krishna. So, the idea of devotional service, to understand principle of devotional service, is that when we can understand clearly that Krishna is the source of everything, then there is no drama, there is no problem. Because we know Krishna is God, He is the source of everything. Where is the problem? Bas, ho gaya. Full stop. We are not Bhagwan. So he mentioned here, Bhagwan is one who is full of opulences, one who is full of wealth. How much wealth do you have? Okay, you are Mukesh Advani. You have $40 billion. But if Krishna didn't give you air to breathe, you can't even breathe. You are stuck, in a wheelchair. Krishna can take it all away, boom, in a second. So He controls everything. Krishna is the control. It's mentioned here. He's the air in all the living entities. By His mercy, we are able to breathe. We think we are the controller. If there's no air in your body, then you got coronavirus. You can't breathe. And it says here, there is that planet, Vaikuntha Loka, where there is no anxiety. Vaikuntha means no anxiety. Everyone here is full of anxiety. As soon as we finish rocking kirtan, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do that. You're back in your material position. That's why you need to observe yourself. Fully observe Krishna consciousness, singing and dancing, no time. Nothing in between. Nothing gets in between. Only Bhagwan, Krishna. It's you and Krishna. And sometimes we say, oh, I got this problem, that. What problem? At the time of death, you don't have time to think of anything. Suppose you have a car accident, in a second you're gone. Where is the time? You don't even have time to chant Hare Krishna. He says so many things. So, Krishna is everything in us. He's sitting in our heart as Paramatma, Super Soul. Sarvasya chaham riddhi sannivishto. Krishna said, I'm just sitting in everyone's heart and I guide them. If they desire to come to me, I will guide them to bring them to me. If you want anything, you go to Krishna. I go to Krishna every day. And when I'm here, if I'm not here, Krishna is in the heart. Krishna is everywhere. So, devotees, we don't have anxiety. Because why? We understand that Krishna is in our heart. He, Shuhidam sarva bhutanam gattamam santi michchati. That He is the friend of all living entities. He's the best friend. You see, we're all friends. Like, you are a friend, I have so many friends. But I cannot sit in your heart. I can't sit in your mind. That's why Krishna is the best friend. He goes wherever you go. He is company. He is the ultimate companion. Companionship. Everybody wants companionship. But Krishna is our best friend. So I'm never alone. Sruhidam sarvabhutam, He's a friend of all living entities. Krishna says it. Why He says it? Because He is the friend of all living entities. I don't say, you're all my friend. I'm the friend of all living entities. I didn't say that because Krishna says it because He's sitting in everyone's heart. So Krishna expands Himself. Anything you see in this world is His expansion. Even material world is His expansion. Krishna created it. This is the Krishna consciousness attitude. When you see things in relation to Krishna, we have no problem. We see anything of this world, we see this is part of Krishna. Jat jat vibhutima sattam. Krishna says, this world is but the fragmental portion of my opulence. Vibhuti. So we are never bewildered by it. Because we know Bhagavan is everywhere. What's the problem? This is Prahlad Maharaj. He was a small boy, 5-year-old boy. And everyone tried to kill him. He was Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Throw him in the pot of oil. let him burn in the boiling hot oil. No problem. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So happily, the oil become cold. Throw him off the cliff. Yes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna caught him there. Throw him off, put him under the mad elephant. He's trampled by the elephant and squash him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Elephant pick him up, put in his back. So where's the anxiety? Krishna's there, we have to have faith. So Krishna created this world. When you can actually understand the position of Krishna as the supreme, the source of everything, supreme person of the Godhead, the source of everything, then we will know that actually that is the ultimate principle of philosophy. Maharaj was explaining the other day, this Devamrita Maharaj, he was explaining the other day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just said, take it! Just chant Hare Krishna, everything is there. If you want to touch your nose, you can do like this. I have a shoulder ache. And this, such a headache to go around. You just go like that. So chanting Hare Krishna, it's as simple. Everything is in the holy name. Sab kichu namen moddhe ache. They say in Bengali. Everything is there in the name. It's there in the name. Sab kichu namen moddhe ache. Everything is there in the bead bag, in the holy name. You have to have not only bead bag, you have to have Krishna in your heart, in your mind. I saw outside the Brahmacharya ashram there's a toilet there, the tree there's one bead bag hanging there for last 1 week. You see it? Yellow one. Yeah, still hanging, and raining, it was still hanging. Nobody bothered to take it because everyone's thinking it belongs to someone. It was after 1 week. So you have to respect, Krishna's there. Take it, chant nicely. I finished my 16 rounds, bas ho gaya. Put the bead bag there, at the regular spot where you keep it, and then you take it off the next day when you want to chant your rounds. No, let it hang on your neck. Chant whenever you have time. You're on the bus, you're on a train, chant Hare Krishna. The devotees talk about Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the devotees, they discuss about me, conversing about me, one another. They take great pleasure in it. So here you go, I have to chant Hare Krishna again. No, we look forward to it. He saw me in here. Whew, I love it. Only thing is my throat and body is troubling. So what? Die for Krishna. That should be our attitude. That's what surrender means. Surrender means you surrender yourself completely to Krishna. Atma Nivedan. Your body and your mind. Everything to Krishna. Arpilu tuapada Nanda Kishore. I have given myself, family, everything to Krishna. So when you can understand that Krishna is the source of everything, He is the controller. He is the supreme controller. It's mentioned here, He is the controller of everything. No, I'm the controller. Who said Krishna? I'm the controller. I control this temple. I'm the president. I'm the vice president. I'm the best Mridanga player. I'm the best singer. I'm the temple commander. Oh yeah. We're none of this. We're servant of Krishna. We are here to do service to Prabhupada. We have a mission. Our job, our business is to please Krishna, is to please Prabhupada. We've taken up some service on behalf of Prabhupada to manage the temple so people come, we can make people Krishna conscious. As a service, it's devotional service. So we are very lucky to have this position to please Krishna through our service. Somebody's cutting vegetables, somebody's cooking, somebody's sweeping, somebody's managing the temple. This is all service to Krishna. So we have to understand, when we can understand Krishna as the supreme of everything, He is the supreme controller, then we can succumb to our senses, completely control. People say how to control the senses, how to be Vaishnava, how to control over our body and his senses. Just understand Krishna is the enjoyer. He is the supreme enjoyer. Just like today is supposed to be my birthday, there's material body only. But this body is everything. I remember when Tomorrow, what's your age? 10. Huh? 11. 10, 9. So, one time I was your age. Now I'm 55. Oh my God. But I remember when I was your age, I used to think, when I looked at the older people, I was like, they're so lucky, they're already so old, and they don't have much time in this world, they're going to go back to God quickly. And I have to go through all this time to come to that age. And now here I am. But I don't think I'm going to get that old, because I can't dance and sing with a stick now. That's the time to go. So if I can chant Hare Krishna and dance and sing in ecstasy like I just did, what's the point of living? Some people say, I want to live for hundreds of years. Like, trees live for 1,000 years, but they're not singing and dancing. So our mission is to be here, is to chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy. Here I go again, I have to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What is this? Atmanmedan, that's what it means. You have to sing, cry for Krishna, dance for Krishna so much that Krishna himself will get off the altar and dance with you. And the pujaris will notice that. The shoes are all misplaced because the Lord was dancing with you. Srila Prabhupada said, did you see? There was Narada Muni, there's Brahma. They were here in the kirtan. That is Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness means no hovering on the mental level. Get off the mental platform and chant Hare Krishna. Because we have a very short time here. If a house is on fire, you think, oh God, you don't have time. You have to get out of the house, protect yourself. So we are in a material world. So it's mentioned here, material world. Birth, death, old age, disease. Welcome to the material world. Boom. Well, we take birth in the material world. We've fallen down from the spiritual world, in the material world. We're bombarded by misery and disease. Even children, they have the children medicine, right? You work in a pharmacy. Even children, we're born, we have a new body, but we still get sick. So we're born with disease. Sometimes they say, like in South, they say that when children are born, their body should be on a banana leaf, so they don't touch the world. It's more healthy. But it's all the same. Material world is all misery. None of us, when we took birth, we didn't say Hare Krishna. We came out crying because we felt, and the mother also felt a relief. We are born because they had to carry the baby for so many months. They feel relief. It's like going to the toilet and get it out. Kind of sorry. But the thing is, it's a relief. Our body, you look at it. You take a bit of the skin off from the top layer. You don't want to look at it. It's so disgusting. So our body is like that. So we need to understand clearly what is material world. Material world is a place, dukkhalayam asassatam. Krishna says, the place of misery. There's nothing here in this world. This is why we take pleasure in chanting Hare Krishna. We take pleasure in dancing and singing. That's the only pleasure. I love it. I wish I could do it day and night. I wish I didn't have to sleep. In fact, I go to sleep, I can't sleep. I'm rolling around after a big Harinam. I was just talking to someone just yesterday, and he said, we had a big party at Harinam on Sunday, and one devotee, he called me, and he says, I couldn't sleep all night. And so his wife said, why, what's going on? Why are you rolling around? He said, I'm very excited for Harinam, I can't sleep. So he got up and he was going up and down the room chanting. So that's what happens. Prabhupada got up in the middle of the night once and he went to the Brahmacharya ashram and he started kicking everybody. That was so nice, Prabhupada kicking you get the blessing. He said, what are you doing? You're wasting your human life. And they all look up to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, it's 1 o'clock midnight. We are sleeping now. As Prabhupada could see, he had the transcendental vision. Nobody sleeps in the spiritual world. It's eternal. You don't need to sleep. If you want to eat, you can eat like a Govardhan hill. That's why I want to go there, because I eat so little. I want to eat more. Then you go back to Godhead, you can eat, because you have a spiritual body. But you are not bombarded by misery. You're not hungry. Just like when you go Harinam, you have that bliss. You just feel so ecstatic. You don't think you're hungry. You don't think of anything material. You are in complete bliss, transcendental bliss. The process of devotional service, the symptom of devotional service is that you immediately feel happy. Just like nobody wants to go to work. Isn't it? Oh no, Monday. Isn't it? I wouldn't think of going to work. I never worked before. So birth, death, disease and death, these things comes. So devotees, I don't really like to celebrate the birth. Today is also Purijan Prabhu's Vyasa Puja. Jai! Yeah. He is an ecstatic devotee, Purijan Prabhu. When I was in Vrindavan Gurukul, he just came. So he was our ashram teacher just for a while. And he was just, that was 1980s, 1983. I just left, he came, just leaving the school. And I think he just moved to Vrindavan Gurukul from America. And he was all associated with the kids. He used to work in the school. And so he started teaching this Bhagavatam. What do you call that? Bhakti Shastri and then Bhakti Vaibhav. So I thought, well, yeah, Bhakti Vaibhav. And it was like, phew, too much over my head. And he's so intelligent. He's so smart. The highest class of people, they take up Krishna consciousness because they're very intelligent. As Purijan Prabhu, today his Vyasa Puja, you can glorify him. So I remember Purijan Prabhu was, and Jagatari Mataji, I said, I don't want to talk to this lady, it's too heavy and very serious. But Purijan Prabhu is more approachable. We're talking about this. So I said, I always avoided her. So, here comes, she's like really full on. You know, when he's giving class, they have like books, they stack up this many references. And I thought, here we go, you know, she's coming. And she has a group of Matajis, they're like her disciple. So here she comes. But she's just a wonderful devotee, but I avoided her because it's really full on. Like a tej coming, effulgence from her, like it's mentioned here, effulgence from a devotee. So I always like Purijan Prabhu because he's so expert at presenting Krishna consciousness philosophy. And I remember I met, he came to China, I was in China, him and Purijan Prabhu one day, and he was doing this japa reform, japa workshop in one of the yoga center. I was there. So he said, just have to chant one mantra. Focus your mind on one mantra. I said, yeah, I'm doing it. You know, I chant 16 rounds every day. What was one mantra? No problem. So he said, no, but he just chanted Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But did you actually focus on one mantra? So he was emphasizing in the japa workshop. He said, just one mantra. So that I was chanting my rounds. I was thinking, actually, he's right. Because we get our rounds done, but actually we haven't chanted nicely. It's like calling your wife or children, hey, idhar aao. You know, like it's a regular thing. It's not like you're not paying attention. Hey, kya kar rahe hai? Khana banao mere ke liye. Make food for me. You call her, your wife or your children, come here. There's no love in that, isn't it? Like your mother calls, hey, Brahmaka, come here. You know. So when you chant Hare Krishna, you have to have some attention. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was chanting Hare Krishna, tears flowed from his eyes, like torrents of rain. I cry a little bit, not like tears from like torrents of rain. It's mentioned that the devotees were collecting, the rain came out of his eyes like torrents of rain, and they were collecting in a bucket. Wow, so much. So we think, oh, I don't want to go Harinam, I don't want to chant my rounds, you know. So, we need to put love, affection. We have to love the devotees. We have to love each other. If you don't love the devotees, who do you love? Devotees are a real friend. So, Krishna is our friend. Our Guru is our friend, Guru Maharaj. Love Guru, love Krishna. Because they give us knowledge, they give us life. If Srila Prabhupada didn't go to America, we wouldn't have Melbourne Temple today. We would be somewhere in India doing something. Who knows what we would be doing? Prabhupada is our savior. Our Guru Maharaj is savior. Krishna is our savior. So you have to think in this term. Go deeper in understanding the philosophy. Then we will know how to love Krishna. Don't be on the surface. When you're on the surface, we're mental. We're on the surface. Like a big fish. Someone calling me this early. Yes. My phone. I keep it on because sometimes it just wakes me up in a class. So, yeah. So everything we do, you need to get off the mental level. How to get off the mental level? Study Bhagavatam. Talk to a devotee. Chant Hare Krishna sincerely. Jayapataka Maharaj was saying once, chant Hare Krishna, cry for Krishna. And if you don't cry for Krishna, cry for Krishna. You understand? And sometimes when you're hunted by a ghost, in India, I remember in our village, there was this person, like some skinny guy, but he was so strong. Like before you can just flick him, he will go flying. But suddenly he was really strong, because he was hunted by a ghost. And no one can go near him. He's attacking everyone. So some elderly people, they knew the technique, how to get the ghost out of him. They said, they threw chili in his eyes. If I throw chili in your eyes, you can't take it. So then he got the ghost out. They have, Ghostbusters here in the Western country. So they threw chili. So we are like that, we are hunted by ghost of Maya. We don't need to put chili in our eyes, just chant Hare Krishna. Dance in ecstasy! That you have no idea who you are anymore. You are transcendently transformed in the spiritual platform. So it's like Sudarshan, who was playing the Mridanga, is like, he is not thinking, oh, I'm hungry, I need to go to the kitchen, is the pusharam ready? He's totally observed, playing the drum, yeah? It's like I'm in the kitchen, he will come, Kana, ready ho gaya? Are you cooking today? Or sometimes I do the same thing. I just see through the window who is cooking, that's all. If the person is a good cook, then I stay back for Prasharam. I see that guy is cooking, I go back in the temple, chant my rounds. So, when you can completely observe in chanting Hare Krishna, we're not thinking of ourselves anymore. We're not thinking of food or I'm thirsty or anything. Completely spiritually observe. So Krishna consciousness means when you can understand this avatar, Krishna's Leela, pastimes. Krishna appeared in this world in the form of the holy name. Like Devamita Maharaj explained the other day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only 500 years ago. 500 years ago. So I was born in Shantipur. If you want to know where I was born, Shantipur. Yeah, love Shantipur. Have you been to Shantipur? Who's been to Shantipur? Yeah. Sometimes I could cook very quickly, many things, breakfast, lunch. If somebody begs to me, please, I'm sick, I can't cook, 6:40, I will do it. I can manage. Because people who are born in Shantipur, they have extra energy. Sometimes they say, people born in the holy Dham, they have 4 arms. I say, where's my other 2? So, it's like it's mentioned here, manifest, unmanifest. So, don't judge a devotee by, you have to see their character. So Krishna is moving and not moving, but he's there. So sometimes there's one Mataji in Hong Kong. She's as skinny as this bamboo. She only eats one apple a day. Maybe that's where it gets energy from. She comes in 5 o'clock in the morning. She goes home at like about 4 o'clock every day. So she's like really working, hard work in the kitchen stuff. And one day, I never saw her eating. One day I opened the door and she was behind the door. She was eating apple. She's like very quietly. She's so skinny. She does all this work. So I was thinking to myself, how come she can do so much service? Because she's observing, serving Krishna. Krishna gives her the energy. So that's why also sometimes some of our devotees too, it's amazing, you do so much devotional service, you can't imagine it yourself how you did it. Like your mother, Mahalakshmi Mataji, is her mother. When I first came, 2016, and I always saw her in the street, and she had this animal with her, and wherever she goes, I said, who is this lady? My God. I never seen any devotee like that. So funny, dog with her, every demigod has an animal. Shiva has bull, and then you have, and the Ganesh has, what Ganesh? Yeah, and then Kartikeya has a peacock, and your mother has a, So I said, this lady's everywhere all the time. And I heard the score in the temple. And I said, wow, that's her. And she was always ecstatic. And how she does it? And so we went on Harinam on Sunday. So I saw her joining in the kirtan. I said, Mataji, I never see you in the kirtan. You're always talking to people. You got a book bag. She said the books ran out. So they had to go to the temple to get books for her. Half an hour later, she had a book bag. So they hurriedly got books from the temple for her. And she was in ecstasy. Somebody just waving at us from the car, put the window down. Mataji was there, approaching the books. I thought, this lady is too much. It's I don't know, she must have just dropped down from heaven, boom, with a book bag. So, when you can observe in Krishna consciousness, then you will have no anxiety. Anxiety comes when we don't observe ourselves in the serving. I'm the same. I go in the kitchen, I'm thinking, oh no, I gotta cook today. And for those people come to the temple, they're not even Krishna conscious, I don't want to cook for them. And Food for Life, those people, they're just in a nursing home, just looking at the TV all day. Yeah, let them die. Why do we have to give food? So I was thinking like this. Then I went in the kitchen, I felt ecstatic. Once you step into your place of service, step into the temple, your anxiety goes. Because then you are immersed in Krishna consciousness. So this whole Jarabhar story, it's like that. He was a very special person. And he totally immersed himself in Krishna consciousness. He was acting like a pagal. You know what that means, pagal? Pagal leki na bale, chagal leki na khai. You know what that means? Yeah. If those who speak Hindi, they know. So, he was acting like a pagal. Right? The Gujarati, they all have said that to me. Maybe that's the only word they know. Pagal, So, he was acting like a pagal because inside he was observing Krishna. So they thought these guys, so they got him to pull the cart. Palanquin. When he starts to speak about Krishna, then Rahugana, the king, said, wow, this man he's not just somebody, he's special. He's not ordinary. He's Mahabhagavad, great devotee. He actually got down and paid obeisance to him. So sometimes, people don't understand us. Say, they got Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. These are pagal hai sab. These people are chanting Hare Krishna all day like mad. They're crazy. No, we are not. Because, we have so many books we're studying. We are intellectual people. Yeah. When that one Maharaj joined Srila Prabhupada, and Giriraj Maharaj. He's very intelligent, very rich. His parents are very millionaire. So Prabhupada made him a devotee. So his parents came. He says, I will write a check, $1 million, and you give me my son back. So Prabhupada asked Giriraj Maharaj, what do you want to do? You want to stay with me or you want to give me money? And he said, no, I want to stay here. I'll take the money and give it to you, but I'll also stay here. That's what he said. So, he's coming from a very wealthy family, very intellectual people. So those who chant Hare Krishna, those who take up Krishna consciousness, they're the highest. They're the very intelligent people. And everyone here very intelligent. You're very intelligent. You're very intelligent. Maharaj, you are a PhD. What's your name, Prabhu? Sorry. This Prabhu here, he is Brajaraj. Brajaraj, Hare Krishna. So everybody said, this Prabhu here, every time I look at you, so who is this guy just running around? Every time he's late for the, set up the microphone, comes in, he hasn't got his dhoti properly, and he's like a, madman. Then they told me he's a PhD, he's a lecturer. He travels to US, goes to India, here and there, and people pick you up. And I said, wow, I got to make friends with him quickly. So I'm just saying, intelligent people. But when you in front of the devotees, when you're associating devotees, we humble ourselves in front of Krishna. Because we understand the supreme knowledge of Krishna, in Krishna consciousness. We are all his son and daughter. Like Jesus said, we're son of God. We are Krishna's servant. Jive Sarupaya Krishna Nita Das. We're eternal servant of Krishna. We are eternal servant of the servant, the devotees. That should be our attitude, isn't it? Then everything goes smoothly. Baka. You see. So I always try to stay deep, not on the surface like a fish. If you're on the surface, the birds, they will catch you. But if you go deep down, they can't touch you. So we have to observe ourselves in Krishna consciousness deep. Chant Hare Krishna, deep. Associate devotees. In the front, TK. Underneath you are deep. You can be whatever, but always understand why we are here. What is the purpose in life? I want to go back to Godhead. I want to go back to Godhead, yeah. So purpose is to go to Krishna. That's it. We all have a different thing to do here. Krishna brought us here, different family, different bodies. But our real purpose is to go back to Godhead with Krishna. But we have to understand who Krishna is, how to serve Him, how to love Him. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Don't tell me I have a question, but I didn't want to ask you in front of everybody. Ask me now. I'm sorry, I speak very realistic things. Not like, of course, so many verses, I have books stack up, this many references. But I can convince you through my way also. Yes? Say it again in the microphone.
How can we surrender completely?
I wish I could answer you because I'm not surrendered myself completely, so I couldn't. But I can tell you, completely surrender, it's not just surrendering your what you have, your family or anything. You have to surrender your mind, your consciousness, your behavior. So I surrender to Krishna. I give everything to Krishna, but we're still lingering in desires, lingering so many things in our heart. So we have to surrender. When we say surrender, we need to surrender our consciousness, our desires, transform those desires into spiritual desires, our consciousness, Krishna consciousness. That's harder. I get surrender. But we're still lingering in desires in our heart. Yeah, I'm a devotee for so many years, but I still have so many desires. So why we don't relish chanting Hare Krishna? Because of those desires. Because we not surrender to chanting Hare Krishna. At least, in my understanding, at least when we are standing in the temple, singing, I surrender completely. Die in the chanting Hare Krishna. At least. So, when you do that, so observe that you don't have time to something to go in between. So eat up to here. You don't have time to go to a restaurant to eat something else because you take a prasadam. That's why we can eat up to here. That's why you see some devotee, Govardhan Hill. Because you don't have time to go and eat something else. So surrender means surrender to Krishna. And it's not, Krishna says, you surrender to me or else you go to hell. He didn't say that. Christian, they said, if you don't surrender to Jesus, you'll go to hell, you'll never come back again, forever down there. Krishna says, surrender to me, take your time, gradually. If you don't surrender, that's fine. You'll find out, so much suffering, and then you come running to Krishna. Sometimes devotees, they go away. They understand the philosophy, they have knowledge, they go away. And then they come back after some time, I got beaten by Maya, I'm bashed by Maya, I want to be with temple, I want to be with the devotees. Full Dandavat. You can hear their head boom in the back of the temple. So surrender, they're just like, they can't wait to go to the temple, they had enough of the material world. 9 to 5, every day work hard, coming home, foaming at the mouth. You're like, you open the door, you fall down, because you worked so hard. Fena, foaming at the mouth. We want to foam at the mouth for Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna. I haven't seen anyone foaming at the mouth chanting Hare Krishna. So surrender means, it's not just a physical thing. Surrender means you have to understand Krishna's position as a supreme, his joyer. We are not. We are his servant. When you can understand the concept behind, then we will have no doubt. Then we will surrender. But before that, we need to understand everything clearly. So that's why you have problems with the devotees, problem with somebody else, because we don't understand that we still have some issues with ourselves. We are lingering with ego or something or the other. So somebody says this, I don't care. I go to the other side. I don't take part in it, like that. So there's so many things, I can talk about this. But that's a good question. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. It's your birthday, so happy birthday first of all.
Hare Krishna.
And thank you for the ecstatic kirtan. I'd like to offer one verse to you.
Verse?
Yes, Prabhu. It's in the It's in the Padyavali.
Okay.
And it very much represents you. So I was reminded.
Did you make it or is from?
No, it is from the Padyavali.
Achha.
It's by Bhaktivedanta.
Okay.
During the kirtan, I showed it to Manmohan Prabhu. It just came to my head. So the verse goes like this: Parivadatu jano yatha tatha va nanu mukharo navayam vicharayamaha harirasa madira madatti matta bhuvi vilutham nato mo nirvisamaha. The translation is, let the talkative populace say whatever they like. We shall pay them no attention. Thoroughly maddened by the ecstasy of the intoxicating beverage of love for Krishna,
Jai.
We shall enjoy life running about, rolling on the ground and dancing in ecstasy. Prabhupada Prabhu ki.
I'm not that, we're describing someone else. I try to be. That someone else is not here, not sitting here. Maybe over there in the crowd somewhere. Anybody there? But that's that's the platform that we want to completely that come to. That platform of Krishna consciousness is where we are completely observe in the holy name, and not just holy name. Everything we do, that we understand I'm doing it for Krishna, and it becomes very blissful. Otherwise, it's a drag. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You won't enjoy. So when you do, Krishna, he's watching you. Hare Krishna, who is calling me? Krishna's
He's hearing you. He's everywhere in your heart. So when you chant Hare Krishna in love, he's listening to your uttering. Yeah. So people take birth. There was these Hare Krishna devotees. They went to Radharaman temple in Vrindavan, and so the pujaris told they told the American devotees, you people you're from Lecha, you're from America, you have to take birth to serve the deity here, to associate here, to serve Radharaman. You have to take birth to serve Krishna here. So he felt really offended. I don't know if he felt offended or not. So he came and told Prabhupada this. He said, he said this to me, and you people are Mlechas, you're not Vaishnava. So Prabhupada said to him, you go and tell him, next life he has to take birth in New York and chant Hare Krishna and take birth in ISKCON. Then he can see Krishna and serve Krishna. So don't think that you may be born in Melbourne, born somewhere, and you are not pure enough. No. I'm just lucky to take birth in Santipur. But everything that I know about Krishna, I heard it from the Americans. Not from my parents. They weren't following. My mother did Ekadashi and everything, but they didn't tell me all the deep philosophy. So, it's like if your parents are doctor, doesn't mean you are a doctor. You still need to study it. They can give you some guidance. So we are born at Dham, we have some piety, but still we have to surrender. Like you said, we still have to surrender. We still need to understand, we still need to study. Like taking initiation. You are roaming around for years. I want this guru or that guru, there's so many gurus. Then you don't know who you want. You're deciding. Make up your mind. And surrender. Take initiation. It's not a big thing. So, like that, it's a contract. After making contract, sorry, I forgot to add this. The price is actually it's less. We have to put none of that. It's already fixed. That's what they do in China. That's what I'm saying. After making the contract, the final bill, the final invoice, they go, we forgot. I don't think they do it in India, right? So we have to make the contract. Take initiation means it's a lifetime to Krishna. I am yours. Shishtasteham sadimam tvam prapanam. Arjuna said to Krishna, I'm your disciple, I'm your soul, surrender to you. You use me as you like. That's surrender. After surrender, there's a story, the disciple didn't eat the whole day because his guru didn't tell him to eat. I'm thinking, I get up in the morning, first thing I'm thinking, what's for prasadam today? The guru didn't tell you didn't eat. That's the platform, the standard of surrender. But I don't think Prabhupada was merciful. If he did that, then nobody would be here. Our Melbourne temple is famous for prasadam. And then everybody says, I didn't tell you to eat, why you eat? You get out. Nobody would be here. So Prabhupada was very merciful. He gave us what we like. Everything is there. Enjoy. Develop it, enjoy Krishna consciousness. Okay? Okay? Any questions? Any more? Like if I can be very heavy with you, but then you will not come to class again. You say you want to say something, right?
Oh, thank you for this class. All the examples you gave in the class, you actually showed us during the kirtan how to remain enthusiastic and be selfless and still be dedicated. So thank you very much for living the whole philosophy for us.
As much as I try to say what I do and stuff.
Your classes are very realistic and practical and experienced, so that gives us hope that we can actually perform this as well.
Many, many years ago when I was in the Gurukul, they gave me a trophy. trophy, silver trophy. You give to usually people who are like, Melbourne Cup or something, you give, trophy, so they gave me a huge trophy. It was huge, silver, real silver trophy. And I said, I don't want it empty. That they fill it up with gulab jamun. And then, and they had on the side of the trophy, they wrote a verse from the Nectar of Instruction. Usaha Nishaya Dayat, that verse and translation. And they gave me this 1982 when I was in school. And I said, wow, gulab jamun. I didn't care about the trophy. And I went in the ashram with all my students. And so I was feeding them, they're feeding me. It was very nice. I said, it's not for anyone else, it's for us. It's my students, ashram. So, we encourage people. So if you encourage me, I encourage you. So this is what we're doing. We're encouraging each other to serve Krishna. It's the whole Krishna consciousness is a process of encouraging, that's all. It's not like I put you down, you put me down. That's the end. No one will be here. So Prabhupada was always encouraging his disciples. If you saw Prabhupada, he's so loving. He even go to the Brahmacharya ashram to see if they had enough sleep, if they're okay, they have enough bed. Prabhupada is so that's what they always say, Prabhupada is like a father. So we have to be very kind, not you, Hare Krishna, but also see their material needs. He was very, very understanding in that way. So, not just we study the philosophy, it becomes book knowledge only, but there is no practicality. We study like big pandit, and knowledge coming out of the ears and head, but practicality is when you can understand things more clearly. Yeah. And practice that and be with everyone. Make yourself very sweet to others. Then Krishna consciousness becomes very blissful. So not only we understand the philosophy, but we also we should know to make Krishna consciousness very positive, very, very palatable. Yeah. Otherwise, we're not relishing it. It becomes on the surface. Showman, show bottle. They say in America, show bottle. Here comes Prabhupada, show bottle. They used to say, but I'm still here, all my friends are gone. So maybe show bottle, but I'm here. Whatever. I'm going to be show bottle, but at least I'm doing it. So that's my thing. So try to do it with others. My friend, I have a friend from Australia. He lives in Hong Kong. We were in Gurukul together. He's a GBC. He's a GBC. He's younger to me, and he always gets all the kids together, and he does the Maha cleaning, kitchen and temple. So I was very attracted to him for doing that. Something that he didn't say you do it, and then you sit around chatting up. But he was doing it with everyone, and it feels really good. You do it together, Even they say in the school, let's do it together, share. And he used to get everyone, and everybody came. Oh, Chandrasekhar is doing Maha cleaning, let's go help him. Because he himself was doing it. So it becomes very, very nice and appreciable. It's like, I tell you what to do. That's material world. I'm the boss of your servant. Then it becomes very mundane. In Krishna consciousness, when you do service together, and it becomes very palatable. Everybody enjoys together. Just not my birthday, and then he said, tomorrow is not my birthday anymore. He said, this guy, yesterday's birthday, here that guy comes again. And the birthday, Prabhu, his birthday, happy birthday. Next day, give him a kick, So we have to understand that love is not just, that's a show thing, And then Guru Maharaj's Vasa Puja, oh, Guru Maharaj, and show up. The rest of the year, bye-bye, See you next time, that's not love. Love it's a continuous thing. Sometimes people, Janmashtami, get on the altar so everyone can see you. And the rest of the time, they need pujari, I don't have time. The love means, you have to understand, in the time of difficulty, you want to assist, you want to help. Not only, it's not something you make a show of it. It's from the heart. Krishna's there in our heart. So there's many issues about this. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanande.